Greetings, gamers, and welcome to episode 7 of the 07 Iron podcast series. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about a few topics. The first being the collection log, of course, because we're all degens. And the second being the Wilderness update that came out last Wednesday, I believe. Let's start off by introducing the people in this call. So we have one new guest, which is Curie. So Curie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Curie. I'm collection log enthusiast type of guy. I don't have a channel or anything. I just enjoy completionist content. Got into the clan about a month ago and became the #1 collection log slot guy from the clan instantly. Right now, I am sitting at 1,221 collection log slots. And I have been passed as the #1 collection log slot guy at the clan already, because Master Barter #3 Iron collection log slot entered the clan already. So that's
And that puts me at rank 3 too, which is really fucking sad.
Yeah, he's way out of reach, but good
yeah,
for him.
insane.
That's kind of it. My work allows me to do all the AFK grounds, so that got me a lot. I still have 0 logs in the LMS slot because fuck LMS.
Oh, about that, dude. That's another topic I'll add. There's a way to boost LMS now. I'll put that on the list. Cool. So who wants to go next? Salty or Fulgor?
Please, Fulgor, go.
Oh, so
sure,
humble.
I can go. So I've been on once before. I think the last time I was only in like the 700 collection log slot range. I just a couple days ago hit the 1,000 mark. So pretty good progress. Still only like rank 5 in the clan, I think. So long way to go. But yeah.
I like how we're comparing it to like rank 5 in the clan, like as if that's like the that's like the gold standard.
Well, there's so many cloggers right? joining. It's just gonna start to be a big deal.
True.
Okay, I guess I'm Salty Devo. I'm another collection log degen. I participated in the last collection log podcast we did, which was amazing. We've got some really nice feedback from the people in game. Actually, shared it with Lone back then. It was so nice that people enjoyed it. And talking about ranks, when I joined, I was #3 in the clan, and now I'm #6. So it just keeps getting worse for me, at least. But I'm currently at 930 unique collection log slots. But I set myself a goal of 1,050 for this year when the new year happened, and I can already tell that I'm gonna get probably a lot more than that. So that's nice at least. And I make collection log videos on YouTube if you want to check that out. So yeah.
Hell yeah. That brings up my first question, by the way, Fulgor and Curie. When the fuck are you guys gonna make your own series, man?
Never. I could not sit there and edit, first of all. I also don't like recording myself as much. I don't know. It's not gonna happen for me, I don't think.
All right, we'll try to find a way, dude. It's not as hard as it seems, honestly. It's not pretty easy. Much easier than Twitch, that's for sure. How about you, Curie? When are you doing videos?
I've thought about both of them, making videos and streaming, doing everything. It definitely I've streamed a couple times, but not for long, and it really felt awkward. And in the end, I just I like to chill out more and not have people watch my content, I guess. Maybe streaming is not for me. No, that's fine as well.
All right, that's fair. That's worth a shot,
Yeah,
I tried it, yeah, and maybe not for me. So,
well, at least you tried it, so that's good. So because I've been seeing a lot of new Clog videos from people that I used to know or people that I raided with in the past. Like Ranger Fane started a series, Purple Thorax started a series. Those are the two that popped in my head. and yeah, it's cool to see more people doing YouTube. It's really fun and entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I guess shout outs to Bodhi for getting everybody on the hype train that wasn't already before.
Yeah, big time, dude.
It also brings up maybe a small topic, but if you are already, let's say, 1200 plus collection log slots, and you start a series from that point onward, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be dull.
It's the purpose of the journey.
It should be it would be like half an item per episode.
That too,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you still could, because like it's a good niche to see what the high-end clogging lifestyle looks like. It's like in my latest video, I think my video was like 100 hours of progress and 70 hours was Toa, and people were complaining that I was doing too much Toa, and I was in my head, I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to get a shadow. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like,
yeah.
But
that's the part of clogging. Eventually, it's just like fucking days and days between slots.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just like because I had an idea because of it, like as well. I guess you can add it as a question, like from the YouTube perspective. Now that you said, like, it's sometimes it's so hard to make lips, like especially like most of the logs, especially the boss logs, let's say raids, right? Once you do get like let's say the common items that are basically everything other than the pet, you still need to do that shit like for so long to finish off that log. And like if you just do it and you don't record anything, it just like obviously you still spend like hundreds of hours, but you don't get anything done. So that kind of puts you in a tough position in terms of videos, for at least.
Yeah, it's not. That's okay.
Then you have a lot of raiding content for sure. If you do like my current grind right now is the Eternal Gem. And just killing abyssal demons and necrils over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets
so
stale very quick.
And that's worse too, because you get nothing. Like, at least with raids, you get purples, you get money. But with that, you just like, all right, boys, superior number 276. Is this the one? Nope. All right.
That's it. It's like, so, like, Lone and Salty, do you feel like pressure to, like, continue to play, like, put in a certain amount of hours, just like make sure you have something to show for it? Like, it feels like once you get like super high up there in log slots, like you can't just go like 2 months and like not get a slot, right?
I don't know, man.
Do you guys feel any like?
You can go first, Salty, but I don't feel that. But
I feel like it's more accurate towards like Lone Gym Rat, like this question specifically, because he's like basically a lot higher than me in the collection log slots, and he's top 3 in the clan. But like I actually have felt that because of my work schedule. I like in real life I work as a bartender, so my schedule is so fucked, and I work every weekend. Like when I joined the clan, I participated in the first bingo, because that, like, as it happens, I accidentally had my first free weekend since the summer. But sometimes when you have like 2 or 3 days off in a row, sometimes it's just you're so tired from work and whatnot, you go home, or you just want to say, like, let's say just even if you want to play, or sometimes you just don't want to play at all, but sometimes you want to play, and maybe just do some skilling because you're an Iron Man, you need to keep your supplies for PVMing and whatnot. But then you remember, oh shit, I can't because I need to put a video out because I don't have footage, and it's gonna be like 2 fucking weeks, and and
yeah.
So it kind of does. I at least that's what I think it sometimes does for me. What about you, Lone?
I'm like the complete opposite, and I think the reason for it is because I have like an 8-week backlog of videos, so I'm never really pressured. The only thing I'm pressured about is doing the editing like every week. That's it. Besides that, I kind of just play normally. I just do my own thing. I would be doing the same thing that I would be doing right now if I wasn't making YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, what editing wise as well, like I've seen actually a couple of people talk about that. Like, you probably guys, Arlind as well, right?
Yeah, this
Iron Cub, like he came back to making videos as well, like not too long ago. He just got Infernal Cape, so and he basically, like, I follow him on Twitter, and he mentioned many times that he struggles to edit the videos because he just feels like he's undeserved of the views if he just cuts the clips back together or whatever. But like I feel like some of the people, especially like if you look at Boti, he does no special editing. Boti literally just cuts clips together and he uploads. And I feel like every
Bodhi's another level
YouTube...
though. His titles are fucking stupid too, which is really funny.
Yeah, but like
Bodhi
I mean,
breaks the pattern.
yeah, but like I mean, I feel like if you're a specific type of player or like video maker, if you just find your own audience, it doesn't really mean if like if you do much editing or if it's a schedule is not on point, it just you still get the views, I think, if that makes any sense.
It's a mixture of several things. Like for one, like imagine if you take Bodhi's video and you take a random person that no one knows about and he uploads the same thing with the shit titles, it's not gonna work. But because Bodhi has like a good personality and he's very like wholesome in what he does, and on top of that he's super popular, he's literally the person that pioneered Iron Man mode.
I was gonna say his videos have probably never even like hit the algo.
Doesn't have to. He has like 300,000 subs.
Right, if he wasn't so popular already, there's like no way those titles would.
Yeah, when I was thinking about him not making fancy edits on his videos, so I completely forgot that he just makes names his videos "My Lady" or whatever, and he still gets 200k views.
He puts like .exe in his recent video. Like what the fuck, dude?
My Lady or something like that. It's just ridiculous.
It's great though. Like they're very charming.
Yeah, they're very nice because you actually like when you watch those videos, you kind of can tell that he's actually having a lot of fun and he's enjoying himself, and you always want to see that in YouTube videos. You don't want to make it feel like a chore. You want to see it like as if the person's actually wants to be there and actually wants to do the content. Damn, we got pushed.
Oh, can we swear, by the way? Or
yeah, but nothing like
no, I
offensive.
I get it. No, that.
Curious like starts saying like some super bad.
About to drop like drop a bunch of racial slurs. No. I'm just
Dude, where did you go, Salty? Oh, here. But yeah, okay. Bodhi's another level.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what are your current Clog goals, and what have you achieved recently that you'd like to share? Cricket noises. I see. Who wants to go first?
All right.
Wait, someone left Discord. Did someone DC? Oh,
I think
shit.
Salty was asking if we DC'd, I think.
I dragged them back in. Are you okay, Salty? Hello?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what happened. I just disconnected from everything.
No worries, you're back. So did you hear the question?
Okay.
Do you want me to repeat it?
If you don't mind.
So what are your current collection log goals, and what goals have you achieved like recently that you'd like to share? So who would like to go first?
I can go. Nobody else wants to.
Cool.
Sure.
So currently I'm on the like Turiel skip for Revs hype train after the update, and then whenever I just want to chill, I've started mixing in MTA and the Chompy grind whenever I just wanted to like lay back and not focus. And then I guess recently on that note, I did spoon a early crossbow, so that's been pretty nice for Rev so far.
Hell yeah, that's huge. It's like a massive time save too.
Yeah.
So another question for you, Fulgor. Do you pluck the chompies for extra broadcasts of pet rolls?
I plan on doing it until I get the first pet, and then I probably CBA after that.
Shaking my head, dude. I'm disappointed. That's what I did.
I
did the exact same thing, and in hindsight, I should have plucked, man. Just shoot.
Oh yeah, it's not worth whatsoever. But it was funny to see like the question marks in the CC.
I didn't even do the plucking, and I still managed to get 13 pets. I haven't seen this many pets on anyone's log.
I plucked every single one, and I still only had 5 pets. It's so stupid.
I haven't got the pet yet. I'm at like 1350 or something.
Oh, it's gonna be easy. Don't worry. Once you work for the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's 4,000. If you don't get pet by then, like you're cursed.
Yeah, it's like world record.
That's impossible.
It's like 8 times dry or 6 times dry.
You know, I'm not a stranger to 8 times dry.
Wait, did you actually go on something this dry?
He's still going.
Rangers.
Wait,
what?
On what? Sorry, on what?
Rangers.
Oh,
I'm at
right.
1744 mediums.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
So it's
The worst tier of clue as well.
But look at the bright side. You'll green log medium clues when you get it, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's excellent because it gives me a reason to keep going back there. I would probably not go back for a long time if all I had missing were like elegant pieces.
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm missing the Bandos Clog, but CPA.
I guess I'll go next.
Sure.
So since New Year, I actually, right before New Year, I managed to finish off 900 collection log slots. And for the 900 one, I got the Eternal Glory. That wasn't a fun grind, but at least I didn't even go up. Like, I got it on the drop rate, like at 11.3k, I believe, glory, so that was nice. And since then, I green-logged Giant's Foundry, I green-logged Castle Wars, and talking about spoons, of course, recently I got, during our clan's PVM competition, I managed to get a T-bow from my second ever purple. So yeah, that's nothing to complain about.
That's some really good items. Good progress.
Yeah.
I remember waking up and seeing that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I didn't believe it, dude, at first. Like, no way.
Yeah. The reaction was crazy as expected, but still. Up to this day, I still can't believe it that I opened my bank and I still see the bow in there, so that's nice.
But yeah, the bow is you. Are you gonna be doing more CMs now? Do you plan to?
I mean, of course I'm planning to, but I just need to get into the rhythm. But it's definitely in my plans. I still hope they change the CM cape so it works like TOB and TOA, but probably not gonna happen.
We'll get to that later. That's a talking point. But yeah, cool. Curie, your turn.
My well, I spoiled it a bit earlier on, but my current goal is the Eternal Gem from Superiors. That would green log my Slayer log, which is huge flex.
Holy shit!
I got I went the highest the items from the Slayer log that take the longest are, in my opinion, definitely the Dusk pieces. Now with the I don't know, I feel the Dagonhide pieces aren't too bad.
No,
I got very lucky on the Dagon I got unlucky on the Dagonhide and I got lucky on the Dusk.
That's basically what you want, dude. That's good.
Yep. It took about, I think, 880 Laren keys for me to get the final Dagonhide piece.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that one a little bit dry, but at the same time, if you have like a Necreal task in the Wildy, like on average, a Necreal task should give you like 8 or 9 keys on average. Like it's insane.
Yeah, especially with the superior buff too, like 1 in 150. That's crazy too.
Right. That as well. Right.
I'm doing Wildy Slayer right now actually, and like my record, like to this day, I don't have the elite CAs with 15 superior keys from one task. So
holy. That's if you compare it like that, the hours invested into the Wildy Slayer, they really aren't too bad.
And it's also 4 times less keys. For Wildy Slayer, it's 470 keys on average to complete, and for Dust Mystic, it's 2,288. So it's like literally 4 times less.
Yeah.
Which is a huge difference.
Yeah. And I completed my final Dusk piece at, I think, 798.
Oh wow, that's a huge
bonus. I got all of them. I got 9 pieces all under drop rate, together with 9 broken Hastas, by the way.
Wow.
That's just some really weird lucky RNG.
Yeah.
Oh, hot dog. GZ.
Oh,
Yeah, that's hype.
Cool. So I guess I'll go.
What?
So for my current recent goal achievements, you can watch my progress videos. Screw you.
I was about to say, are you gonna spoil it?
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is it's really really cool. So nothing more to say besides that. And my current goals, I shifted a lot now. My goals are I'm doing kind of like Fulgor. I'm turtle skipping for revs for the first task for the first weapon. Sorry. And I'm also doing my Konar task every 10 to farm points. I'm not sure if I'll save the points for Konar or if I'll save them for bingos. Because having Slayer points for bingos is like such a huge buff. You save so much time over turtle skipping. But at the same time, I kind of want to keep them for Konar grind. Because it's nice to be able to skip the shitty tasks. And on the side, I'm also doing like MTA when I want to recline. Which is going to be a surprise. But I guess I spoiled it for that. But you'll see it in like 2 months anyways. But I'm trying to finish Greenlog MTA, and I'm also kind of lost on what else to do. I'll kind of just been doing CMs here and there and chilling. I'm about to hit the 500 CM cape, which would be cool. But like Salty mentioned, I'm scared that it's gonna get devalued, so I'm not sure what to do beyond that.
Fuck devaluing, I want it.
Well, if they devalue it, they just have to do it now. But we can get to that later.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the Clog update and Clog goals. Now, have you guys fucked around with the Wildy yet? The new Wildy update.
Yeah, a little bit between revs and then a little bit of Callisto so far. I have not touched the other two yet.
Oh, you're missing out. How about you, Curie and Salty?
Me, I have not gone into the Wildy at all. I have I greenlogged all the Wildy bosses before the update, so I have all the pets and the rings and all the pickaxe, of course, as well. And right now, I feel it's gonna be more efficient for me to first get the Revenant weapons, which are like the final thing in the whole wilderness that I needed to do before I'm getting the upgrades for the weapons itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in revs 8 hours a day.
Are you doing? You're doing revs?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
For me specifically, just so it happens, as the update happened, actually, I was and still am doing Wildy Slayer, so it kind of went hand to hand. But so yeah, I did a decent amount of Revenants on task already. I'm at like 500 knights on task, which is basically halfway there to a weapon drop rate for once you're on task. And I tried Vetian on release. I did it like I didn't do much. I did like close to 100 KC, but what I want to point out is I think we talked about it when we did the first collection log podcast. I think we asked ourselves, do you think if we are gonna get, let's say, fucked with this rework, or do you think we are gonna win? And I just feel like the ones that didn't do those bosses actually won, like very much. Like, what do you guys think? Did we the ones that you didn't do? I mean, at least unfortunately, Curie did, but. Yeah, what do you guys think? Did we win by not doing and waiting for those bosses, or did we lose?
Oh, we 100% did win because
we won.
You have to go back for the Void Walker piece and the upgrade for the weapon anyways, so you might as well have a chance to get the pet along that way or the ring. But I still kind of regret doing Wildy Slayer so soon because I did lose out on that by having finished Dagonai already. Because I remember getting rev tasks doing Wildy Slayer and just like skipping them because I just CBA.
Yeah,
but
for me personally, I hadn't done like anything wilderness at all, so I am loving how everything is situated right now. So I definitely had a lot to gain from all the changes.
I think it's maximum efficiency as well if you wait until specific updates for sure. How long until they get another update which will make the efficiency even greater. More weapons being brought out that are mega effective on the Wildy bosses, then
Yeah.
it becomes you're waiting an infinite amount of time for it to be just a slightly bit more efficient.
I also feel like the new woodcutting minigame idea, I forgot what it's called.
Forestry?
Forestry, yeah.
I feel like that's going to devalue bird eggs. They're going to find a way to make it shit out bird eggs. I just know it.
You think?
I'm sure they're going to do it because they're going to make it enticing, and if they do that, it's going to be like abused by everyone. And it would make sense for bird eggs to come from that too. That's my concern.
I hope not. I'm 730 eggs in, I hope not.
I mean, I don't mind that. It's just like... because the bird eggs are kind of like a rough grind, so it would make sense.
Yeah. They are off, but it's 100% though. Like, it just takes time. Just like the same with stale baguette. We got the increase for stale baguette, by Sandwich Lady by her being added. But like, I swear to God, like, I never get the baguette step like from her. I always get some random shit.
Well, the baguette is actually rarer from the Sandwich Lady than from the Quizmaster.
Yeah, it's 1 in 64, but you need to land.
But 1 in 8
the baguette.
for the baguette, yeah.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like it's gonna take time. The same with the evil chicken outfit. Like everyone's gonna that does birdhouse runs is gonna complete it eventually. So yeah.
All right, so hear me out. A new random event. It's the big chicken, and every time you get it, you get like an egg piece, just to have a slight increase in eggs per hour.
And how about we have another random event where it's like a chest, and every time you get it, you get an enhanced crystal key.
We talked about that. Yeah, but let's not, I guess, far too away from wilderness. But do you guys, do you guys as well? Like, what do you guys think about? I feel like the way that they reworked bosses as well, it actually gives the PVMers a lot nicer chance to fight back from PKers. What do you think about that? Because especially like talking from our clan's point of view, like talking about crayons, some other people like that just just sticking to anti-PKing, and doing the boss and killing mains. It's just ridiculous. I love it.
It's really funny.
I love,
I
love
never used to
seeing
see
the
that
messages.
before.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, we
Like,
had it turned on
actually,
before in the past, and then we turned it off because there was one UIM who was training prayer, and he was killing himself on his main every inventory. And he was literally spamming every 3 minutes, like, you would be a spam a death notification, and we're just like, bro, like, what the fuck, just use the wines. He's like, CBA, dude. So we heavily turned it off after that UIM abused it. But I think I really like how that broadcast. It's really fun. It's funny to
yeah, but still, but like what I mean is, like because of the actual boss mechanics now, it doesn't matter if the PKer is in, if he's in freaking max, but he doesn't know how the boss works. Like, let's say, for example, in Callisto, you can easily actually anti-PK that max well, not say easily, but you can manage to anti-PK a guy in max.
Yeah,
because,
much easier than it used to be.
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. Like it's because usually before, especially like for an Iron Man, people just tag the boss and you're done. And now, if you mess with my boss, I can actually kill you. That's like, I love this part of, the rework, if it makes any sense.
Yeah. And the fact that like you could do it in groups means that if somebody hits it, you can still get loot, so they can't just like drag you.
That's fun too. One thing that's weird too is the single bosses are not worth doing whatsoever. The drop rates are like really worse. So you're better off doing duos of the multi one, which makes sense. I think Jagex is just trying to prioritize like the multi boss because it's more fun for PKers.
Yeah,
but
yeah, obviously, they want content for PKers too. Like PKers got so much content because of this like update, and I feel like they realized that. But like, if they did, will the soloable bosses, still worth it? people eventually, after the hype dies out, they're still gonna do the solo ones because it's easier than to look for a teammate or for a team.
Yeah, and also the solo ones are under 30 Wildy, so you can just insta-tele whenever you see someone. So it's a good alternative for people that like are scared of the Wildy and don't want to confront PKers.
They haven't released the drop rates yet, though, did they?
No, but the wiki crowdsourced the drop rates.
Oh,
I don't know. That's another thing too. I don't know why. Like I know Mod Arcane is like really for not releasing drop rates, which is fine. Like he's allowed to think that, but I don't like that approach.
Yeah, me neither.
Like
I don't mind it
for the first
like
week,
a week
sure,
or two.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too for the first week.
Yeah,
but like
it
you have to
helps keep
release
the
it.
mystique a little bit, like keeps the hype for like getting a drop type thing. But like what they did for like TOA, like that was just entirely too long. It took like a month and a half or something, or maybe more.
And
I think they
what I
weren't even-
dislike too about that is that if they fuck up something, they can just fix it and not say anything. But if they release drop rates, we can tell a lot easier if they made a mistake. Because we
Yeah.
have to be able to hold them accountable for those
Yeah.
mistakes. Especially some of the mistakes they've made that have been really major. Like I don't
Next
want to
comes to
shit
mind.
too much on Jagex though. They still do a good job for the resources they have, but it's still frustrating when you have to deal with it sometimes. But yeah, I'll stop there.
Yeah, I would agree with most of those things. The way we play with the argument of the mystique. I like the mystique in the first couple of weeks. The way that they've presented it right now, that they would release the drop rates in a couple weeks after the content is released. I like that because then, well, you don't know what's rare or what's really expensive. The mistake is safe, and then, well, regardless of the crowdsource, the drop rates will come out anyway.
Yeah.
Look at the TOA. The drop rates were, I don't know. It took about a month for all the purples to be. I don't know. People had like theories and full papers on the drop rates and stuff. It's kind of interesting to see as well. But yeah, after a couple weeks, the mystique is gone, and releasing the drop rates at that point is, yeah, a good idea in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Same thing with like the monster stats and stuff. Like I think it's fine to hide all that stuff on like release, but you should give it to the players after a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Do you know, is the talking about collection log further, like about the Wildy bosses, like so the Karasi, how's Void Waker?
Yeah, Void Waker.
Yeah, Void Waker.
Is it actually good to use in PvP, or does it actually have a somewhat of a decent use in PvM for as well?
I think it's both,
It's good
as
both,
far as I
yeah.
know. Yeah.
It outclasses claws in certain places in PvMing too. Like for Baba and Kefri, it's best in slot spec weapon over ZCB. Because ZCB is not accurate on both of those monsters.
Yeah.
So that's why it's and I'm assuming it's good other places too. I just don't know. I've only considered Toa because it's part of my plans.
Yeah, people have to test it, but I can see it being useful in a lot of different places. If for whatever reason you don't want to Warhammer Bandos, it's probably pretty good there.
I would probably say like if you don't have Dragon Claws or ZCB, send the Karasi.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you can do it through
I'm
Wildy
definitely
Slayer
eyeing
too.
it.
Like every time you get like a bears or skeleton or whatever task, you do it through Wildy Slayer, so you get like 0-time Laren keys.
Yeah, that's exactly my plan. I'm just gonna try and be macro efficient with everything there.
I was not smart when I was doing my Wildy Slayer grind, and I was not macro efficient whatsoever. Every boss task, I was skipping it. I was like, fuck it. CVA. I'm not doing Callisto. But yeah, mistakes
Yeah,
were
but
made.
that's because you didn't have a Wildy weapon though, like.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to get rid of the Dagon hype set, and worry about it later.
Yeah. Like for me, for example, as well, like now that I'm working, I did Scorpia because, well, it doesn't really matter with Scorpia. But even though you can pretty much kill it without freezing the Guardians now with a Scepter, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't
Yeah.
tried.
I actually wanted to ask. I've been doing a little bit of Scorpia after Shadow, and you can definitely kill it that fast. Like you don't have to freeze most of the time with a Shadow. But I was reading that some people actually say the Scepter's still better just because of the projectile speed of the Shadow, which I think is just interesting just because of how Scorpia works with healing. So I can't wait for people to really math that one out. Because the Scepter does seem like it got a pretty decent sized buff, especially for just regular Wildy Slayer. Like here you could like barrage 60s and stuff is just nuts.
Yeah, I was watching Crayons use it. It's cracked. I'm pretty sure, like for like Iron meta for like speed, it's probably better XP per hour to do Wildy Slayer with the barrage task specifically.
Yeah.
If you like have a shit ton of points, you can skip for barrage tasks.
It's also probably easier to be like quote unquote like bis gear for Wildy Slayer. It's part of the reason why I just decided to jump the gun on it. Like
True.
you
It's
think
just
about
black
trying to get
D'hide.
like bis for Slayer, like you got to get all the ancestral pieces. You got to get Eladinus Ward, an arcane to upgrade it. But in the Wildy, you're just 3-iteming anyway, or 3+1. So you're like way more likely to have bis gear.
That's true.
Yeah, but as I was saying, so like back on track with the Wildy Slayer, like me, for example, I finished Scorpia, I did that, like, but other than that, if I get like Callisto, Vetinon, or Venenatis, I skip it as well because I don't have a Wildy weapon. But if it happens, if I manage to snag a weapon before I finish, I am definitely gonna start doing those tasks until I, finish Dagon High. But do you think
Yeah.
I'm wasting? Do you think I should do it even without a Wildy weapon?
I would. The bosses aren't that hard. They're pretty chill, and you can do it in teams, which is fun. Like I
Yeah,
really
I was-
really enjoy Vedion. I think Venenatis sucks. Callisto is okay if you have more than like 3 people. That's my like current take on the Wildy bosses.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
a good factor to consider is that like it kind of for how long everybody's going to be doing these bosses, because it's like Lone mentioned, it's a lot easier and it's like more efficient to like duo some of them or do it in a group and not the solo ones. So it might just be better overall even without a weapon if you could just find groups as opposed to waiting until like maybe people don't want to do it anymore. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen or when that's going to happen.
Yeah, there's
So it's kinda
also
hard
the
to
factor
say.
that if you wait, there'd be less PKers and so on. But like we don't know. Like if for anything, like maybe next week Jag is gonna say the drop rates are doubled, and then if you didn't do Willy Slayer or Willy bosses, you're fucked. You never know. It's so many variables to play. Oh my god, so many steel bars, dude. I got 1,000 steel bars and 10 kills.
Nice. Okay, I actually might start doing the bosses then.
I'm down to full
Plus,
send Vedion because you just need a bludgeon and it's decent DPS.
yeah, plus people in the clan chat as well still seemed an interest, and people do
Yeah,
shout out if
it
anyone
feels
wants
like
to
you
do
could
it still.
usually find a team for like any one of them right now, which is nice.
I feel like even duo is good enough, but like for at least for Vetion dies so quick in a duo because I did it with the crayons on release, and none of us had the. I know, I think Crayon had the chain mains that I was doing with Gora. I was using Legend, but I think he was still. Obviously, he was out DPSing me hard, but like it would die so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a pet chance, even though, so yeah.
Yeah, the Clog chance too.
Well, yeah, that.
Very true.
But if you're planning on doing, we don't know when the clan will stop going for the Wildy bosses, right?
Well,
Yeah,
right now we're
maybe
doing
they
a
will-
Wildy raffle for the next week, so probably going to be the case,
Sure.
at least for the next week. But yeah, you never know.
At least for me, I'm going for the more efficient route of going for the weapons first, and then if there's after I'm done with that, or my plan is like if I get a crossbow first, let's say, I will, that will sort of unlock Venenadas for me. So I'll be looking for Venenadas teams at that point.
Mhm.
Wait, isn't Venenatis now done with the Vigoras?
Yeah, I think you melee it with the bludgeon. I don't know about the weapons.
Yeah, I think it's changed now from what it was. I think
Yeah,
Cross is
I
only a
think Callisto
Callisto.
is. Yeah, and the Venenatis and Vetian are both done with Vigoras chainmace now.
But you still want to get the cross for revs eventually. Apparently the scepter is
yeah.
really good too for revs. That's what Ragni was telling me.
Yeah, I mean it's a trident for revenants now.
Yeah.
Plus you have
basically.
a solid chance of freezing people that attack you. Holy shit, Dragon Pickaxe is 3.6 mil.
Oh my
Are you
god,
kidding
it's
me?
crashed. Oh, sit.
Someone else crashed as well.
Ha 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 ha. Of course that it had to drag me on that style.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Jagex
it
has
is kind of
crashed.
crazy,
That's crazy.
to see. Yeah, the pickaxe and the rev weapons are probably just gonna free fall. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
But it'll
talking
balance
about
out.
now,
It's because like it's the first week, everyone's fucking there doing masses.
yeah, but like now that I see this price as well, like I remember now, we have a broken dragon pickaxe in Volcanic Mine.
Yeah, 2.5 mil.
Do you? Yeah, so basically, if a pickaxe costs 3.6 mil, do you think 2.5 mil is too much to fix it?
What I think the reason why they did that is because it sets like a bottom, like a lower limit on what the GP price of the D pick would be. Because if the D pick drops below 2.5 mil, no one's gonna buy it from VM, except Irons. So that's like a lower cap. It's a smart move from Jagex. I mean, honestly, when I get my broken pickaxe, I'll probably just alk it because I don't want to spend 2.5 mil.
Yeah.
Dude, Jesus, how much does it out for?
I don't know.
Probably like 60k.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the pickaxe change from Wildy bosses to KQ and VM?
Right?
I think it's fine. It was always weird that item in particular was like wilderness only. I'm usually big against like catering to people who like complain or like who are too scared to go to the wilderness. But in this case, I think they had a point. It was kind of odd that it was only the Wildy bosses that dropped it.
Yeah, they should have I mean, at least KBD had it, but I do agree that it was a little excessive that it was locked behind Wildy, especially for hardcores and UIMs.
I don't know. I feel like it looked weird that it was coming from the wilderness, but how long do we have a dragon pickaxe in the game now? Like
yeah,
in terms of years.
I
I
have
feel
no
like
idea, like
changing
6 years or something.
yeah, like changing it after 6 fucking years, it just
I mean,
especially now
that's
that
like,
we
that's what Jagex does,
I,
bro. Look at Zora.
yeah, well, I was about to say like even Zora got changed, didn't wait so long, and now 6 years for an item to change.
I mean, that's okay. Like, as if they're gonna change it, they should just change it as soon as they can. Like, I understand that it might have taken them time to figure out that it was worth changing or worth leaving. Like, that's okay. Like, it's not an easy business decision to take items from the game and move
Yeah,
it
but
around. Like, there's a big risk
do you
involved.
do you think that Calphite Queen is the boss that should have received it though?
I think
I
I don't know.
actually
I don't
think
mind.
if you had to pick a boss, I probably would. It's honestly the most similar to how the old Wildy bosses were, kind of. You just kind of try
and
and
it's like the
cheese
boss
it
is
and
already
tank
shit,
and spank
so
it.
it makes it slightly better.
Yeah. VM was a good place to put it as well, as far as an activity. I'm not sure what the rates are. Yeah, I've seen some people spend
Apparently,
like
it's 1 in 100.
200,000 points and like get 4 of them. I was like, okay, that seems a little bit much.
Someone told me it's 1 in 100, so 400,000 points for one, which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that seems more balanced. I guess the people I talked to just got really lucky.
Freaking lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the
Yeah.
pickaxe in VM being different, being broken, so it's a different clog slot?
That balance aside, that was personally annoying. Seeing something that I had green
true.
logged go to
Yeah.
an ungreen log.
Same. I spent my points as well after I finished 99 mining. I had 600k plus points and I cashed them in for volcanic ash, and now I have to go back.
It's okay, dude. I cash it in for volcanic mine teleports.
Oh no.
I have 3,000 teleports if anyone
Hey,
wants some.
that's 3,000 elite clue steps, man.
I think I need like 500 for elite clue scroll green log, so like I overkilled it by a lot, but whatever, dude. I was gonna buy Runor anyway, so you know what? I don't care
Oh
about the
no,
Runor.
please not Runor. Yeah, but
I'm still a fan though that they made it a different item. I think it's cool that like it makes the broken pickaxe actually like it makes VM actually longer grind as opposed to a. It wasn't a long grind before.
I mean, technically, it's not a new item because if you played like back in the day, broken pickaxe was actually a thing.
Oh, true. From the random event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was dragon pickaxe a thing back then?
Oh, that's
no.
true. No, it wasn't.
No, it was, yeah, but like an aspect of a broken pickaxe was a thing,
Yeah.
and it's still, yeah, you would you could lose the handle of the pickaxe as well if you guys remember. The head, I mean, not the handle. Sorry.
Yeah, if you didn't pick it back up from the floor, you lost.
Yeah.
I remember I lost a rune axe like that when I was a kid, and I was so sad.
Yeah. I just remember I couldn't cut my tree, and there was just a stick I'm holding in my hand, and there was no fucking axe.
The Draenor willows, dude.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
Anyways, yeah.
But I plan to grind at the pickaxe during a skilling comp on I think it's February 17th,
Yeah.
the comp. So I'll probably start off the comp and just VM until I get it. So that'll be like a fun grind.
Oh, I actually have that day off as well, I think, so I might do that as well.
I'll probably do VM Discord. The VM Discord is really, really good.
Yeah, I'm still in the Discord as well. I'm so glad I didn't leave it.
Cool.
That's how I did 90 to 99 too. It's what people don't understand as well, that VM is actually more AFK than Motherlode Mine.
Yeah, and it's like twice the XP.
Yeah, Motherlode Mine I think is actually just a bait.
It
like,
is
just straight up.
Unless you like really, really need to like intensive AFK, it's never worth doing.
Yeah, and like if you need to AFK that bad, just like scout yourself a star, I think.
Yeah, or do redwoods or something else, you know?
Yeah, you should just like go get the prospector and then just like never return.
Yeah, and maybe the gem bag and coal bag for the utilities, and that's it. Or I think it's on the Clog too.
So I did all my mining in Motherlode Mine. I have like 1,800 nuggets in the bank sitting right now. I feel a little bit targeted, but that's fine.
It's okay. You're rank 1 Clog here, so
it's
you have authority.
Yeah, you have an excuse.
Yeah. I did the volcanic mine. I completed the log, but the only thing that I did was point boosting.
Yeah. That's what I did. I just did capping for everything. I don't even know how to actually play the game.
Yeah, me neither. So it's in terms of points, not in terms of XP, but just collection logging. Wouldn't point boosting be faster, not looking at XP at all?
Probably, but I like doing regular VM. I'll watch like a shit ton of TV shows while doing it.
I mean, that's fair.
And also, it's pretty good pet raid VM, so if I get pet, I'll celebrate.
Could not be me. Had 2 of them before 99.
No, 1 for me. That's enough.
Alright. To move on to the next question. Or actually, do you guys want to... Oh, I'm getting fucking slapped, dude. Eat shark. Do you guys want to talk about LMS boosting or the re-rolling dupes that we were discussing before we started recording?
We can do
Let's keep in the spirit of PvP and let's talk about LMS.
Bad,
because
dude.
Fuck LMS.
Yeah,
so I gotta give a shout out to one of my buddies, Sally. He so actually I'll start off with some context. So before last week, the only way to boost LMS was for normies. They would do competitive games in like their own world with 23 alts, each person paying 1 mil to buy in, and then the winner would get the pot of GP, right? But you need 23 alts to do that, which is kind of like insane. So I think the average cost was like around 5 bill for 1k wins for normies with that method, and it's like 15 to 20 wins an hour, which is really, really crazy. Now for irons, that method doesn't work because we're not allowed to play competitive games, and even if we could, it would cost a mil per game, which would be kind of like, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be able to win GP. But yeah, so those, in my head, I thought there would be no way to boost LMS. However, Sally, which is he's a gamer iron who's he's not a clogger, he's more of a like PVM completionist, so he's going for like PVM section green log. And he told me that like there's a way to boost LMS, and he was doing it for fun because his main is like disgustingly rich. I think he has like 20 bill or something on his main.
I've seen him at the Toa Bank in like full druidic and stuff.
Yeah, druidic, third age cloak and fucking everything. The guy's stacked. And he just got bored and found a guy that was willing to boost him LMS for 5 mil a win. So you should probably pay attention, Curie, because you're going to need this eventually.
I'm writing down.
You're taking notes. And he said, so what you do is you join an LMS game with 2 PKers, like really good PKers. And they basically just escort you towards the win. So you start off the game, you kill a bot, ideally, and then you hide. And then they have one guy protect you, like stand near you, and every time someone comes close to you, they attack them and kill them. And one guy doing like full Rambo, just killing everyone. And at the end of the game, when it's just you and them left, they remove their armor and you just kill them and get the win.
Huh.
So that costs 5 mil per win, but I think they actually increased their prices because Browntree was doing it. I just leaked Browntree. Sorry, Browntree. But apparently they raised their price to like 7 mil or something because there's been more demand. But yeah. I was thinking about it and I was like, honestly, I should, like, I kind of want to shift my goals and do like CMs and TOA more often and farm GP to be able to do that. Because I feel like the 1k LMS win is something I'm never going to be able to achieve on my own. Like I think I'm 60 wins right now, legitimately. So I could probably get the 100 win on my own. But there's no way I'm getting the 1,000 win. It's like way too rough.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just haven't played long enough. I'm just really not experienced whatsoever in PvP. It would take me so long to just like learn to get good enough, let alone actually get the 1,000 wins.
But you get better, and then eventually your win rate goes up to like 30% or something. Like what Sally was telling me is like you can buy like 250 wins, and by doing those 250 wins, you learn like from watching them and yourself, and they also give you pointers, right? They're not just like carrying, they also tell you like, yo, like you have to play range in that situation. Like give you pointers so you learn better. And after like 200-300 wins, you can probably do it on your own afterwards. So it's like a good way to boost or kickstart your LMS clog section.
Yeah.
But
the other thing I think some people have been saying is now that it's not just like NHing, like you have like Venge now and stuff, a lot of people say it's easier.
Yeah, Venge is really good
for that helps.
For LMS. I'm not a fan of it though, but I know they were telling me that it's like better to use Venge if you're not sure what you're doing. But yeah, that's a little way to boost LMS, so just an FYI.
Yeah, I had no clue about this.
I'll put a link in the description for I made a guide on it. I just put it unlisted because I didn't feel like I don't feel like making it public. I feel like it's not that it's unethical, it's just kind of like not my style, so I made an unlisted video, and I'll put it in the description if you want to watch it. But yeah, that's LMS boosting. 6 bill for 1,000 win, or whatever the cost is.
Yeah.
Probably 7 by now.
But to be fair, like if you look at a macro sense, like if you grind 2k top, 2k CM, and 2k TOA cape, you'll make like 30 bill. Actually, no, you'll make less because prices are dropping for TOA. You'll make like at least 20 bill from doing that.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot of money, but not a lot at the same time.
Yeah. And I mean, boosting stuff is just so expensive compared to like anything else in the game.
Yeah, but what else are you going to use your GP on? Like, if you really think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you either do that or you buy BA wins. BA gambles, which are 20 mil each, by the way. So you'd have to spend 20 bill to hit drop rate for pet. And on top of that, it's not like you pay for it and they like take you until you finish it. Like you get put on the waiting list, and then they call you here and there for like through 3 games. So it's not even that good. Like I was considering doing that, and I realized it's shit. So I'm not gonna do it in the end.
Yeah, I think I was gonna do the opposite when it came to BA. I like don't mind doing it. Like I don't know if I'll get good enough to be like one of the super cracked people at it, but you know what? Now with the new bow, like attacking is probably just like more chill than it ever has been before.
Well, you still
So,
have
like, I
to
might just
stall
do
and
each
do
BA.
like other shit. It's not just attacking.
Yeah,
Like, you have to use your
Yeah,
capes
there's
to-
some tech and stuff, but
Yeah. But if with the bow you can do like collector roll or something else, and or do healer rolls with 2 people and makes it a little nicer.
yeah.
I'm not sure how I'll do a BA. Maybe I'll boost people. Maybe I'll do it legitimately. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, like when doing regularly, I assume you all talk about casual BAFC, right?
Yeah, that's a legitimate way of doing it. Or you can become a booster, but I think there's like tryouts and shit you have to go through, so maybe I won't do that.
Yeah, they have like different tiers, I think. From my understanding, that's how they do it. Because you can get like put on like the insanely fast teams that charge like the better rates if you're like super cracked, and then they have like the not quite as fast.
The casuals.
Yeah, they still get paid. You just get paid less because you're slower.
Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know, man. There's like no use for GP. Why would I do that? Like, maybe
Yeah, I mean,
maybe in the
true.
future there's better ways to boost like other bosses on irons. But Jagex is cracking down on all boosting methods for irons, anyways. So it'll be like a
Yeah.
short-term lived. So I
Who
don't
knows? They
know.
might change Corp. They mentioned it once.
Really like revert it where it's boostable.
They just mentioned there's like a 1 sentence mention. They said they would maybe look into something like it, making Corp like doable in a group for irons, like Nightmare is or something.
Oh, that'd be cool. And then it's like the drop is like given to. It wouldn't. Oh,
Yeah,
they're gonna have
yeah.
to make it given based on like damage percentage, so it's not boostable.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
It'll be interesting to see if that happens.
Yeah, I would
I
actually.
don't
be
know
up
if we're
for
like
that.
switching topics, but it's like a pretty good bridge into the wait for Jagex to do something meta.
Yeah,
discussion.
the most efficient way to play is not play.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's been said for years by. Actually, I had a conversation with I think it was Crayons, and we were talking about like how shit gets devalued for collection loggers. So, for example, if you did Dagonite grind before the Wildy update, you lost like 50 hours or something, just because it's less efficient to do it then than it was today.
Yeah.
Or, for example, if you grinded like bird eggs the conventional way before birdhouse runs, like it was like 10 times harder to get. But that's actually a bad example. Sorry. Or imagine if you opened all your like crystal keys on like the shitty crystal chest before Prif came out. You just lost all your crystal
Oh
keys.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you got that's
Yeah,
a big
that-
devaluation right there. And then we were saying how like the famous saying that Salty just said, like how the best way to play is to not play at all because shit gets devalued. And then I mentioned, I was like, how are we like in the same boat as collection loggers to skillers? Because if you look at skillers, like for example, imagine you did 200 mil hunter and then Fossil Line comes out
Yeah.
with Birdhouse Friends. You just got like a huge time loss. You lost like 800 hours or something crazy.
Yeah. And like rune crafting after the Guardians of the Rift
Oh, yeah.
stuff. I mean, I think
That was
lavas
huge.
lavas without runners gained like 50k an hour, I think, or something. XP.
But isn't it cool that we're like kind of in the same boat as skillers in terms of collection logging, where we get our shit gets devalued, but just not in the same way? Because
Yeah.
losing 50 hours on Wildy Slayer
Yeah.
is not a big deal compared to losing 2,000 hours on rune crafting. That's like a
Yeah.
pretty
I mean,
crazy significant difference.
and in RuneScape terms, what's crazy is that 2k hours is a lot, but it's like, I mean, every one of us has played significantly longer than that. But like, you think about trying to explain that to like a normal gamer. I mean, most
Yeah,
people
it's
haven't
crazy.
played one game for 2,000 hours like ever.
Like we're talking about collection log, our goal is literally like 170,000 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And like
crazy.
2,000 hours is like a 2% time loss. Like it's not much.
Yeah.
It's if you take it even broader, you generalize it even more, then you just get Jagex updates and stuff gets easier. So it's just power creep going
Yeah.
into it.
True.
And
Power
and that
creep in the collection
also
log.
and that also applies to mains, because if you just have an update where some money maker enters the game, you make more money, the game goes faster.
Yeah, true. Mains play a completely different game than us, though, dude. Like, a lot of shit is buyable for them. Like, flat out buyable.
Well, yeah, they play the game in terms of money.
I guess, like, if you were a main, you would probably just rush, like, all the 2K raid capes with max gear, and then use all the profits to buy, like, implings and buy all the collection log slots you can buy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about how much time. Like, I think I have like 32,000 eclectics caught in Puro Puro. If I could have
It's like
bought
100
implings,
hours, dude.
oh my god.
Imagine if you can spend, like, fucking 400 mil.
Yeah, easy decision.
Like as easy as that we still can't buy fucking impling jars. Like, come on. When? Like, when the fuck give me buyable impling jars? Like,
Yeah,
how hard is it? Or like, let me blow them with glass. I don't fucking care. I have a shit ton of molten glass in my bank.
That'd be cool if you
Just
can blow
don't.
them in glass, actually. It's a cool
You,
idea.
Yeah,
you,
just
you know that there's a way to make them, right?
Yeah, but it's fucking
It's
horrible.
whole.
yeah. Like, just don't make me catch more imps to get more impling jars, please.
Yeah,
yep.
agree.
But they could make the way you make it, like, isn't it like the Remington, like, chemistry place, and you have to, like, do a shit ton of stuff? Like, they could make that actually easier to make impling jars. That'd be really cool.
I mean, I
Yeah, or
guess we'll see
just
with time. I think they're gonna do something because Ironmans up to this day are still complaining, and with every update, they do seem to cater more and more around Ironman. I mean, one thing we haven't talked about, like Toa rewards and must like the Phantom Muspa, like these fucking drop tables. Like I'm glad I'm not a main because if I was a main and I had a bunch of those Torstol, Snapdragon, or Rainer seeds, I would be crying as fuck.
Did you see how
Yeah,
much
Like,
torso seeds are now? They're 10k each.
yeah, they are 10 fucking K. Like, what? Like, what are they smoking when they added these drop rates? Or, like, I don't know, man.
yeah, it's pretty nuts. And like, I wasn't even around. Like, people used to from my like the original Zora table and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't even
Yeah.
considering playing the game when that was like broken. And like, they I don't know if they just like have a different philosophy now with like when they put Muspa in, it's dropping like 74 toad flax in a single kill and stuff. But it's like, I
Didn't
mean,
it
they
drop
wouldn't
like
change
70
Zora.
Snapdragons too?
I think it was
Yeah.
like 38 Snapdragons and like 84 Toad Flax on release, and then they nerfed it a little bit. And I think they ended up
Yeah.
removing the Snapdragons and replacing it with seeds.
Yeah, 13 Raynor or Snapdragon seeds too. Like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, genuinely, just like my reaction is, what the fuck? 3 Dragon Plate Legs? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, dude, Revenants drop double drop tables. Like, Revenants rarely drop double Dragon Plate Skirts or Plate Legs, and they're in Wilderness. Like, I get it, right? But they drop it pretty rarely. And this is a safe boss with the, like, I think Maspa is higher GP per hour than Warcap, is it, right?
Yeah, if you have
Uh,
like max gear, it is, I believe so.
I didn't look at that. I didn't consider the GP per kill of Musfa.
Like, it's just like these tables, like Toa Toa standard drop table and Maspa drop table general just feels like, okay, what are we doing for these drop tables? And someone just said Iron Man. That's it. And
Yeah, like
I genuinely cannot believe that I'm talking for main accounts. I actually feel sorry for main accounts because of this.
yeah, it is pretty nuts. I remember being legitimately shocked just at like before Muspa, just at TOA, just seeing like, oh, like if I just do farm runs with the Renar seeds I got from that one raid, I just profited like 200 prayer pots. Interesting. All right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And like you compare it to like
just
Chambers, the first raid, it's like, okay, yeah, I got like 38 toad flax or something from like a full raid.
But
Or-
at least
or,
they give
like,
you the
just-
seeds, so you have to actually like plant them yourself.
Yeah, it's not
Like
they
Chambers
gave
and
you
Tob
all
was
the
just the herbs. Like you just get the
Yeah.
herbs and you like that's why my herb lore is so high from 2K Top Cape. Just did all fucking potions passively. And I even profited brews from Tob. Like it was so stupid, dude. From the chest. My gosh.
Yeah, but it still just seems crazy to me. I don't know, like because like when they released Nightmare and when the drops were actually worth something there, right? And like now they are not. And even when the prices were as they were before, it was still pretty trash as because the drops are so rare. And if you guys remember what was the original drop rate was like freaking Bass. I think still is actually, but like
Yeah.
the drops were basically God Wars tier drops, right? And people were, and they were even saying, oh, we don't want to make, give too much as a standard drop table. They still buffed it a little, just a tiny bit, but they,
Yeah.
wanted it to feel like you get lucky, then you make money. So basically, like God Wars. And
Yeah.
now they release a raid where you still, when you get the purple, you get fuck ton of money, like assuming, and still like every drop, even if you do not get purple, you make like a couple of like a mil each or something. That's just too much.
Yeah.
But
I
I
don't
think
know.
they do it on purpose to incentivize the content too. Because if loots were shit, like look at Nightmare. Nightmare was a complete failure. No one does Nightmare besides collection loggers that are going for the items or people that are just like doing their
Yeah.
CAs. Complete
This might be a
failure,
hot
Nightmare.
take. Yeah, but this is why I think Jagex should do a little bit less of listening to the community in some regards. Because, I mean, people like asked for that with Nightmare. They wanted a God War style boss that took forever to get to, and had like pretty mediocre drops unless you hit it big. And then they were like, okay, we'll give you exactly that. And then everyone just hated it.
Yeah, but that's the problem with it's not Jagex's job is very difficult. Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
for
like
sure.
the high level community actually wants what's best for the game. And then you have the 90% of the middle of the community that doesn't give a shit, plays
Yep.
2 hours a day, and they want whatever benefits them. And they have the loudest voices, so Jagex listens to them. And then
Yeah.
that's what you get.
I 100% agree.
And
I'm
then
actually
Yeah.
us
thinks
for
they should
saying
do
that we're
away
gonna
with
get
polls.
flamed, dude. Like, oh, they should.
Yeah.
I don't
Polls
care.
should
They
be
could,
nuked, dude. I'm sorry.
yeah,
they
they could
nuke
call
it.
me HLC, but
Just
yeah,
nuke
I
the
mean,
polls, bro. It's a waste of time. Like
yeah,
even
most
if
of
the
this
poll
community-
doesn't pass, they do fucking the what? How do they call it? The not community update. The
near miss.
no, it's like
Is that
when
what you're talking about?
they put something in the game by force without polling it. How do they call it?
Oh, integrity change.
Integrity change, dude. Like once they do integrity changes, you should just say fuck the polls. Just take them off.
Yeah.
That's like if the politics they would have a vote, and then at the end, like the one party would win, and then the government
Yeah.
would say integrity change. The other
Yeah,
policy
we
wins.
heard your voice, and I just want to tell you, we don't care.
Integrity
That's-
change. It's like no,
Yeah.
like just nuke it then. Like it's no point.
I think the Muspa though gave them a very good direction because it was supposed to be a surprise boss. They didn't release anything about it until
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
released the quest, and I think it's been received very well. And I would call Jagex for more of those similar style content. Just you can maybe
Yeah.
announce the surprise and maybe tweak it a bit if it's conceived badly.
Yep.
But I like that
I agree.
style
I
of
would
content.
love that. I think it was handled quite well, and they didn't overreact when like people, because I don't know if you guys how often you guys go on Reddit. When Muspa got released, everybody was complaining about how like impossible it was to kill and stuff like that.
Bruh.
And then
Really?
they didn't
Are you
jump the
serious?
gun. Yeah,
Yep.
they didn't jump the gun and like make it super easy, and then like a week and a half passes, and then there's suddenly no more complaints because it turns out people were just bad, and it wasn't actually too hard.
Bro, you just T-bone and walk in like you just bow it and walk in circles, dude. Like what do
Yeah.
you mean? I don't look at Reddit anymore. It's no point. I only read Reddit when someone posted in the Good Soup channel on our Discord.
Yeah. I like hate read it at this point, basically.
I am proud to say that I never read Reddit. Genuinely never.
Keep it that
Oh,
way, dude.
You don't miss
Yeah.
much. It's like Twitter, just smaller echo chambers.
Yeah. So you occasionally will see like actual good content, like funny memes and like good takes, but for the most part, it's just awful. It just ties into what we were talking about. Like I think Jagex has their footing underneath them at this point. I think polls are not as necessary as they were to like help try, because I mean they were trying to keep the game old school with the polling system at the start.
Yeah,
but I think
like
Jagex has a
back then,
pretty good idea now.
dude. Back then, people were like super intense. Like I remember.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Nightmare Zone 6-hour Guttons? I don't know if you were around for that.
I don't think so.
You would basically get full Guttons, do a Nightmare Zone fight, and there was no 20-minute logout timer back then. So as long as you were in combat, you wouldn't log out. So you'd basically be killing shit in Nightmare Zone for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
And people were so pissed. They said they were calling that botting. Like some people in the community were saying that's botting. You should be banned for that.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
people
splash like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always did think Nightmare Zone was weird coming into the game. It feels very private server-y.
Well, the reason why they put it in the game is because the game was dying and they needed a way for people to increase their combat stats easier so they can PVM. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
It was a smart change to save the game back then, but I think today it's not really relevant.
Yeah, they didn't even create. They didn't have an artist to create an area. They just used KBD layer.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Are you kidding?
I just didn't notice that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But they had no resources too back then. They had like 2 or 3 devs.
Yeah,
right?
they were. Yeah, there was like 3 people working on old school back then, right? But still, like with 3 people, they managed to do a lot of shit. And when you were saying as well earlier that it's hard being a JMod as well. Like and especially like whatever they do good. They don't get much applause. If they do shit, they get a horrible reception.
Yeah.
And I think there was this clip floating on Twitter too, like where one of the JMods, I don't know the new JMods actually, I don't watch the streams anymore, but like he was just like full on rant mode, like that, they don't need to go on these live streams and people just constantly just talk shit to them and trash them and and like no one wants to go on these Q&As anymore because they just don't want to deal with the community because everyone just gives them a bad reception. And I actually feel sorry for Jagex team for that. It kind of sucks. They still work to to get us the game that we want, and they just get shit for it all the time, every time.
Okay, I'll do my rant here too. Like the thing is that like people give shit to Jagex, not realizing that they're giving shit to the mods. But the mods have no control on the game. They're working from people in upper management telling them what to do. And if the person in upper management wants you to do something, you do it. We've all worked at jobs. When your boss wants you to do something, even if it's stupid, you fucking do it.
Yeah,
you don't ask questions.
Your boss.
Because if you don't do it, you're done. So when we flame Jagex, we're not actually flaming the mods. Just for everyone for context, we're actually flaming Jagex upper management. Same thing goes for like account security. That's upper management issues. They have to be funded for that. The mods, they need more support. They need more devs. They need more hiring. That's been ongoing, so I'm happy about that. But let's actually change the vibe. Let's name shit that we want to applaud Jagex for, like the mods for, that have done a good job. Like for me personally, I think Sepulcher from Husky was legendary. Huge shout out to Husky for that. That was a really good piece of content. And that content is why I'm max too, because fuck agility.
Yeah, that content knocked it out of the park. It feels like you're training agility, like just with the way you play the game. It's a great like intensity to XP reward ratio compared to the rest of agility. They knocked that out of the park. I think that's a 10 out of 10.
I think that was all Husky too. That was like really solid update. I also think Toa was fucking great. I didn't like it at first, but I think it's still really fun, and I really like grinding it. So good shit on Toa. Started off bad because there was a lot of like input from there was a lot of changes last minute, but
Yeah.
besides that, it was overall really good. And the
Yeah.
Wildy change was great too. Good update there.
Like
Yeah,
just
I agree.
look at the Wildy. It's honestly amazing. I haven't seen anyone say one bad thing about this Wilderness rework. Like, I mean, it was worth the wait. I mean, fuck it, how many years was it? But it was worth the wait. And also another really good thing I think was Farming Guild.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
that
sort
was
of
fun,
it
dude.
was it was genuinely a game changer for Iron Man. Like because
It's
you
a
know
little
we, as
OP. I'll give it that. It's really OP, but
yeah, but
it's fun.
it's generally really good. Like you're not basically locked between certain things of the game that you constantly need to do to replenish your supplies to continue PVMing, mini gaming, or whatever you want to do. You know, like farming guild. You know, just you can log in. You know, for a couple hours a day. Like you know, you might not be able to kill a boss, but you do like 1, 2, or 3 contracts, and you can do a couple of herb runs or like a tree run because of it. It's genuinely just so good.
All right, Curie, what's one thing you're proud of Jagex for?
Well, this is kind I've been thinking all these things you guys are naming. It sort of shows my age in the game. Because I have not been playing for like well, I started playing just about 3 years ago. Um, which is very low in my opinion. So you're talking about the
Yeah.
Sepulchre update. That was the very first update after I started playing in 2020.
Oh
Holy
wow.
shit!
Yeah,
Uh,
it almost
so
exactly the same for me. Yeah.
yeah, so in my perspective, the Sepulchre has always been there. So if I'm just looking at piece of content, yeah, I like Sepulchre very much. The TOA was mind blowing, a mind blowing experience for me. The way the last Warden fight came about, it just completely blew me away of the things they were able to put inside the game.
Hell
I'm just
yeah.
gonna say one last thing too, like even like going back to the beginnings as well, like because I remember when Chambers of Xeric released, right? Like I was like at that moment I was basically stepping off from RS3 to old school because I finished playing RS3 and I wanted to switch and we had raids in RS3, but there was just like like I think there is some more now, like, but I haven't played in so many years, so I don't know. But like, there was just like 2 bosses, and like that's it, and that was called the raid in RS3. And then they released Chambers, and everyone was like, I still, had people, was talking to people, hanging with people in TeamSpeak back then, from RS3, and everyone was just so jealous of old school players because that raid looked so good. Because the raid we had was literally just you go and kill a boss back to back. And then as well, like if you guys remember, there was so much buildup for Inferno, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're not gonna live up to the hype. There is no way." And Inferno definitely did, I think,
Oh, dude,
because
Inferno's legendary. That's
yeah,
one of my
because when
top
they
three favorite contents.
yeah, because when they released Step Up from Fire Cave in RS3, the how is it called? I can't even fucking remember how was it called. But basically, you had to kill two Jads. There were no freaking healers, and you could literally hide behind the rock, so only one of them was attacking you. And look at this. Yes, that was RS3 version of Inferno, let's say. Like, and then old school got this. Like, what the fuck?
The old school Inferno on release was insane. I remember I was a big noob and I was just watching a few streams, like Wook's having 40,000 viewers, and he was
Yeah, that was
like,
crazy.
thinking
They
back,
were
like how
watching.
good he was doing that, like on release, is insane. Because like today it's easy, you just watch guides and everything, but from scratch to learn how fast he learned is like fucking cracked, dude.
Dude, they were watching at the Jagex HQ. There was literally at Jagex HQ. If you've been there, there's like this literal area like of seats going up, like let's say like in some kind of a Greek stadium or whatever, right? And there was like this big TV on the wall, and there was Wook's stream on that TV, and everyone from the staff, from RS3, from old school, everyone was just like 50 people sitting there and watching if Wooks is gonna get the first cape or not. That's how crazy it was.
Wait, have you been to Jagex HQ?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's,
For
anyway,
what?
That's super cool.
Holy shit.
That's cool.
Why did you go there?
Yeah.
Did
Sorry?
you get banned? And you have to go to appeal in person?
No,
I'm just trolling.
no.
Why did you end up going there?
I've been to one RuneFest,
Oh.
and basically there was this JMod. He was Lithuanian. So long story short.
Nice. No, that's
Yeah,
sick.
That's cool.
That'd be cool to go visit.
Yeah. I'd be down to visit too. That's really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you have a chance. You're becoming a pretty significant YouTuber, so.
Yeah, dude, I'm up there. You know, now I'm considered a content creator.
Yeah. Low
Yep.
Jim Brett in Gilnor Games next season.
No,
That would be
how-
so insane.
how crazy is Gillinor Games too? Like Jesus Christ.
Dude, do you guys see what I stumbled upon them once when they were filming like clips and shit, and I was so confused in Alcarid?
Wait, what? Wait, were you there?
No, but they have like I was talking to one of the dudes that helps him make videos, and he said they use like anti-hider and shit, so they don't like you can't crash it. Because otherwise, like it would be impossible to record. Like people would see them and just like do stupid shit. Like,
Well, that's what happened last episode, right?
I don't know.
Or
I
yeah,
didn't watch the
is
recent one.
Is it all
Sorry.
staged? Is it all staged?
Dude.
Okay, well, long story short, one of the I don't know, one of the people around sees settled, and he thinks he's on his on his tile man, and he calls him out for it,
That's
picking up
funny.
items that he shouldn't. So I don't know. Maybe it's all staged. I don't know.
No, I doubt it. It's really cool.
I mean,
it's really cool that like a content creator is able to make like an event at a level that's bigger than some of Jagex's events.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
OSRS
yeah.
content creation in general is just so good on average compared to a lot of games.
What about
Yeah.
what was it? Mila Azul 69?
Oh, Mila Azul, yeah, the legend that's gonna go down in history now. The Addy man.
Yeah.
The
The
fuck
Addy
and
plates
he had fucking full Addy and he had a Fury. What the fuck? How? When I had full Addy, I had no idea what the Amulet of Fury even was, dude.
No, Amulet of Accuracy, man. That's where it's at. Anyway.
I just had a strength amulet. I would always make fun out of people who were wearing a melee armor and had the amulet of accuracy.
They wanted extra
Anyways.
accuracy on their scimitar.
literally me. What the hell? No.
That was me too, bro. What
Yeah,
else?
Yeah, so I'm looking, right? Inferno, 2017. Almost 6 years.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, one thing I'm gonna tell as well, like, and then we can get back on track, I guess. Like, when you said, like, when you were talking about the polling stuff as well, like, someone said, like, old school is not really that old anymore. Like, not really that old school anymore because old school is now older than RS3, let's say it now was when old school got released, if it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's 10 years this month, I think.
Yeah, that's true. It's 10 years. Damn,
Yeah, it's
dude.
kind of crazy. And especially too, like if you played back in the day, Mod Grisel basically was the god of PVM that did all the bosses before he left. That was like his last. He did Next. He was the creator of Next, and when he did Next, when they pushed the when they pushed the evolution of combat, like he was the one that agreed on it or something like that. Because when he did Next, he said that this is basically the hardest thing that he can think of, or like this game is capable of doing. But I guess he wasn't correct in the end, because old school, JMods are doing some really nice bossing stuff. So
Well, it's because there was a level of depth that wasn't considered, like movement and gear switching.
yeah.
Like Nex was
Yeah.
hard in RS3 just because you needed like a pack yak of brews to kill it. Like that's not
next
considered hard. Like that's just
Next was just when Next got released, it was honestly amazing. Everyone was just so into it, and that's why I think people wanted it so bad in old school. But obviously they didn't take it into the account that you don't have the stuff that you had back in RS3 when Next got released. So. Still.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Anyways.
fan of Nex. It's not my
No
favorite
one-
piece.
no
Not my
one is
favorite
it-
piece
it
of
looks
content,
like-
you know. The
Yeah,
drops
it
are
doesn't
good.
look
I
like
just
anyone is.
yeah, it's not about the supplies. It's just like I don't know, man. It's just something about getting shit on and you have to chug brews. It's just like not fun.
Yeah.
But one day I'll do it.
Everybody likes
so-
to be rewarded for like perfect play
yeah, you're
by
just
like
not
taking
rewarded.
less damage, but it's just not the case at Nyx. You just take damage no matter what happens.
And like the perfect player, like small things, like where you eat like a manta ray while running to the minion, so you like
Yeah.
0 time the manta ray. But that's not even like I don't know, man. It's just the depth is not there compared to
Yeah,
Clog
like
or-
there's a bunch of small efficiency things you could do at Nyx, which is like neat and cool in its own regard. But I think just the general distaste with it is just people taking unavoidable damage and just kind of it's just a tank and spank boss basically.
yeah. But we're stuck with it, and we'll have to do it for the collection log anyways.
Yeah.
At least they
There,
have
there
a
could be
tutorial for
worse
it now.
things.
So
Anyways, where were we?
yeah, that was good. We had a nice chat of praising Jagex. I'm happy.
Hard job. They do pretty good.
I think also we take a lot of things for granted. A lot of
For
the
sure.
content is not per se bad, and you can be praised for average things.
True.
Yeah. Some of the content is not bad. It's just there are things that reward you more, so you just instantly do that one instead. Like it's easy as that.
Yeah, it has to be hard to balance trying to make something that's like not dead on release, but also not just like broken. Like
Yeah.
walking that line is so difficult.
What the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, what is?
He doesn't even have a pickaxe equipped, dude.
He just ran in and just took damage.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's attacking
And
the wrong
he's-
one.
And he's an Iron Man too, apparently. I think I guess let's talk about the capes and the thingies.
Oh yes, true. That's our last topic. So I'll introduce it, and you guys can give your feedback. So in the collection log Discord this week, they were talking about how like there was basically someone tweeted. I think it was what's his name? He's a new clogger that's been going fucking hard recently. Oh no, it's Lucid Dream. He made a tweet saying how could we like make it so that evil chicken pieces are rolled like uniques and you can't roll dupes. So essentially what that would do is it would reduce the average amount of eggs for completion from 2,500, which is what it is currently, down to 1,200. So that's like a slightly more than a 50% buff. And Mod Ash replied, was it Mod Ash? I don't remember which mod.
I think it was Ash.
But one mod replied
so.
saying how that's probably like a good idea to like consider in the future. And then that started a big debate because now like do I keep my eggs in my bank or do I use them? Because obviously I should keep them if that change comes into the game, right? And that also brings a question with other grinds too, like Dragonstone armor from the crystal keys. Though that's really, really rare. The average completion is 5,700 keys currently. And if this change goes into effect, it will be 500 times 5, 2,500 keys. So that's like a 60% buff. The same thing applies with like Dust Mystic and Dagonhai. Like those two would be a huge buff too. Like we're talking like hundreds and hundreds of hours saved. Like the crystal armor, the Dragonstone armor from the keys, that's literally like a 700-hour time save for irons if that goes through, which is a huge change.
Yep.
But like, I don't know, how do you guys think about changes like that where it affects it like it affects it significantly, where it gets like, the buff is so massive that if you did it before, you kind of got screwed.
I mean, I can start.
Sure.
It's okay. Um, I mean, in terms of the people that did these grinds before, especially if you're a Reinerman, of course, it's really demotivating to say the least because you're so fucked because of it. But I feel like it drops into conversation we actually had the last podcast as well when we talked. Like I think I said like what I feel what is happening and the JMods are leaning towards like along with the community that they want to make so more of the stuff is realistically completable. So they are kind of leaning towards the side that they want for people to complete the log, if it makes any sense, because they keep offering or someone keeps asking and they keep agreeing with stuff like this, like with new stuff once in a while every time. And I feel like that's what they're leaning towards it. But like in to be specific as well, if like with the proposal that Lucid asked, like what he proposed, what he asked, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, I don't think you should be able to get the same fucking item 8 times in a row. Like, and just to complete doing if you're missing like one specific item. I feel like you shouldn't be punished because of RNG for that.
But this game is like pure RNG.
Yeah, but like, it feels like what they are trying to do is lean towards it being less RNG. Like with more than, if you did a certain amount, you should be fine.
Because
At
all they're
least that's
doing
what
is
I
they're making it so that it's faster to complete, and what like you mentioned, they're making it so the collection log feels completable. I think that's
Yeah.
their approach to it, which is fair. Like obviously, all most of us here we started collection logging, or all of us, we started clogging before like it was mainstream, and
Yeah.
before like in our heads when we look at you guys all got sad when we look at like Evil Chicken, we know it's hard, we know it's a hard grind, so any buff to it is like in our mind is like no, like we're used to this. And that's what Camping Online was saying in his video, not in his video, sorry, in the collection on Discord. He said like most of us are used to these grinds taking this amount of time, so any change that lowers it by a factor of 2, which is what it is literally doing, is like we're kind of like scared of it, because then you get a huge devaluation from the people that started early as opposed to the people that started late that get a head start on you from that alone.
Yeah.
I have like two different takes on this. The first is that it's like eventually, especially from a collection log standpoint, RuneScape is essentially you're playing as like a playable trophy in a sense. Like your account is basically a trophy as far as like, oh, what you have on your log, items you have, stuff like that. So it really, there is something to be said for making a change so large that it devalues that. So if Jagex is making these changes, what I would ask is that they make a sweeping change to just make everything consistent and transparent going forward. Like if they did this with the Evil Chicken outfit, for example, I think it makes sense to just say this is the last time we're going to make a decision like this. We're going to do it for all the keys, the chicken outfit, everything, and just say, give dupe protection on these super rare things, and to say anything going forward that's like that falls into the same category, we basically keep it all the same. Either do it for them all or don't, because having somebody go through a grind and then like you were saying, Lone, they just make a change and then like, oh, I just retroactively lost 3,000 hours. Like that's horrible. And, like
Or
it's
they
nice for
should
the
tell
new
us.
people, but I mean, you can only do that so many times before people start to get really, really frustrated with those changes, just like coming in piece by piece.
Well, look at the Elite Clue buff. I had 200 Elite Clues caskets stacked that I stacked over
Yeah.
a year because I knew that the change was probably going to come from Sebe.
Yeah.
Like
it's impossible to avoid all of that stuff. Like they're gonna make QLL changes that are gonna like retroactively waste time. Like that's always gonna happen. But it's like you were saying. I mean, some of these that save. Like if they did it to all of the keys, like the crystal keys, Dagon High, Brimstone, and Evil Chicken, I mean, that's like 5,000 hours saved, if not more. If they did that, or 5,000 hours lost if you've already done it. So I think they need to look for consistency and give a definitive answer at some point as to like yes or no, this is how it's gonna work.
There's so much inconsistencies, dude. It's not just that. There's so much like some things are not on the log that should be, and some things are on the log that shouldn't be.
Yeah, part of it is because I think when it came out with the log, I don't think they anticipated like the landscape that like collection logging is now. So I just think like I can't really fault them for how it started. I think they just need to search for some consistency and give us an answer. So like at the very least, the meta doesn't just become don't do collection log and just stack keys in your bank. Because I don't think anybody likes that.
Sad, dude. I gotta be careful in the bank here and not spoil shit.
Oh yeah, you're the one with the recording on.
Okay, I don't think I spilled anything. I'm good.
Oh, did you show the 99 cooking cape?
No way I spoiled that, dude. It's just like I think they have to take a stance on it and then say we agree with this change. We're gonna be considering it. It's gonna happen in the future, and then that way people know. Okay, I'm gonna stack my shit.
Yeah, the worst is just not knowing, because then everyone's just paralyzed. They're frozen because the best thing to do is just to keep everything in the bank. And like, I don't think there's a single person who enjoys keeping all their stackable items in the bank.
And that also makes it really boring too. Like, I don't want to stack my shit until an update. I want to use it as I go. It's more fun.
Yeah, it's coming back to the quote, right? The most efficient way is by not playing at all.
Yeah.
Infinitely stacking everything.
Because like, imagine if like in the future they add like new like rares on the clue scroll tables. Then that means every single clue you did prior to the update was completely useless because you don't have a chance of rolling the item specifically. So does that mean you should stack your caskets forever?
Yeah, exactly. They just need to take a stance on it and say, even if they're going to make the change, right? They need to say, we're going to make this change and we're probably never going to touch it again, so that everybody has their actual answer and they're not just like stuck there waiting for ages.
Make a poll mandatory at that point if they're ever going to touch any piece of content ever again.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Okay, follow-up question. Should the CM cape combine challenge modes and regular chambers? Or not?
I'm gonna say yes, not because before that I'm gonna say yes. I have one CMKC thanks to Lone Gym Rat, by the way, shout out. But I'm gonna say yes just because TOB and TOA capes work like that. I just want all of them to be same, like only because of it. Like if they wanted to do it like that, they should have just did the same with TOA and TOB and make all of those need to have 2000. I mean, it's like what is it called? TOA when experts, or 200 or 2000 TOBs, because real completionists would have done that anyways.
But the thing with Top is that the capes came out before Hard Mode Top came out, so that's why both of them were included. And then when Toa came out, I think Jagex realized like, okay, 2000 CMs was a little overkill, so that's why they combined it for Toa as well. So I think it's just because the content came out in different periods where the mentality was different. Because the 2000 CM cape was not meant to be an item you go for. It was just added to the collection log, so people decided to go for it. Like if the 2K CM cape wasn't on the collection log, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. No one would give a shit.
Yeah.
It ties into like the whole discussion where like I think the collection log community is pretty split on like should it be completable or not. Like,
well, it is
what's
completable.
The actual goal
as of today, collection log is completable. It's just gonna take you 30 years.
Okay, yeah, but like I'll say realistically completable in quotes. Like,
completable to someone with a job. That's what you mean.
Yeah, like people will probably get it one day. But yeah, I mean, I think it makes like 2,000 CMs compared to like any of the other capes is just so much more time. It's like not even funny. But at the same time, it ties back into what we were saying with like the chicken outfit and stuff. Like, I would hate to have 1,900 CMs and they're like, actually, we'll just let you do regular raids for it too. Just be like, yes.
That's why
Ooh.
Master Barter hasn't done CMs yet. He has like I think it's 1,980 regular kill count and 1 CM.
Yeah, I mean, if he's green logged otherwise, I wouldn't blame him. I could see them changing the capes. I mean, the
Oh,
amount
is
of
that
people.
actually why he's not touched it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was wondering.
The amount of
that's-
people who are even close or like have the 2K CMs is so very
There's
small.
3 irons with it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. I
No.
haven't checked in like a month.
Generally, I think they are gonna do it. I think they are.
I think so too.
Sooner or-
Which just
Sooner
kinda
or
sucks.
later, I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like if I could like wipe away all the history of people who have already done the CMs and got the capes and stuff, it's far and away the better option to just make it both. Just for consistency's sake. But yeah, it just ties back into the exact previous topic.
Yeah, you just have to
I
make a
mean-
stance and do it now.
Yeah, I mean, CMs as it is, that's why there is the dust for Olm as well. Like, if you need a reason to do CMs, the cape should not be the reason. The pets transmog and the twisted kits should be the reason to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, dude, that sucks, bro. Because I wanted to grind a 2K CM cape, but I feel like I'm gonna get like memed. Like I got memed on so hard for having volcanic mine teleports. Imagine how hard I'll get memed on if I have a 2K CM cape and then they change it.
Yeah.
And then they combine the KCs the next day.
And I'm just like, okay.
Instantly delete the YouTube channel.
Just like make a UIM to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Cool. That's all the topics I had. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to the table?
I think
I
I
did-
haven't said number go up this podcast yet, so number go up.
Number go up good.
Oh no,
did
you
have
know what?
one,
For the closing argument, let's say, why do you guys do the collection log?
That's a good question.
Yeah, why? I mean, I think me and Lone Gym Rat, we already talked about it, but like I wouldn't mind hearing Fulgor and Curry. Why? What is the reason? Why are you guys pushing collection log?
well, you can go first.
Yeah,
No one wants to break the ice.
I don't really have a good answer yet, so go ahead.
Okay. For me, I'm just kind of somewhat of a completionist in nature of like single player. Like even when I was like a really really young kid and I was like playing Kirby games on my Game Boy Advance and stuff. Like I would never stop at like beating the game. I'd always go for the 100% type thing. And this just feels like that. And then in a secondary sense, it also gives me like a nice sense of like progression to work towards that's not strictly like PVM or PvP. Like if I like the beauty of RuneScape, a lot of it to me is that like you can play it like really sweaty, going super hard, like blasting hard style music if you want to. And then you can also just like sit back and do like some skilling or mini game content that's like much more laid back. And either way you still get like a sense of progression one way or another. And I think collection log helps like encapsulate that feeling, but even like post max like end game type vibe. Like I can go hard on TOA and next and chambers and like finish out all my PVM gear and get max gear and stuff. But I get like tired of it or I just want to chill. I can go turn my brain off and go do telegrab room and MTA and still make progress toward my goal.
Yeah,
That's a great
that's a
answer.
really good answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curie, how can you top that?
Well, I was my answer overlaps a little bit in that I'm just a completionist type of guy. But a couple of also things just coming back to the genre of RuneScape itself, MMORPG. The options of whatever you can do in this game are, well, they're not endless, but they are very many options you can do inside the game itself. And just seeing whatever the game has to offer in every aspect of the game, seeing it, mastering it, and completing it, that gets the dopamine going.
Peru?
Yeah, I think what's cool with the collection log too is there's no like skill requirement for it. Like the only skillful grind is Inferno, Cape, and Pet.
Let's not roast people, okay?
But like that's what's cool. Like you don't have to sweat and like try hard for it. You can just kind of put feet on table and click and finish the collection log eventually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, most of the collection log stuff as well is like you can go and you can actually get to a really high collection log unique number, and and not touch like this end game content. Let's call them CMs. Let's call them TOA experts. Let's call them hard mode TOB completions, because there's gonna be new content released sooner or later. That just keeps pushing those numbers up. And that way, you can still get to 1300s without being actually, let's quote unquote say, good at the game. That's actually doable. It just takes time.
Yep.
But in a sense,
I agree.
skilling is the exact same way. Like you get 200 mil hunter without actually knowing how to PVM. Without even doing tick manipulation, you can even do it. Like if you do herbivore the whole way.
And it's perfect. It's like you could be more or less efficient, like depending on effort you put in and like learning and improving. But like it's not forced. Like you don't have to.
Yeah, you can finish a boss in a month. You're gonna finish a boss in 5 weeks if you can't flick or or 4 God Wars minions or whatever, and people still used to do it with melee or whatever. Like that's a great example. Like it's just gonna take you longer, but you can still do it. Like as long as you have dedication. That's why I love getting collection log uniques. Like because no one's doing it wrong. Like there is no way to collection collection log. There just isn't. You just do whatever you want.
Yep.
Hell yeah! Did you have a question you wanted to mention, Fulgor, before?
Oh, it like came up in my head because I've seen it mentioned before when you talked about like stacking clue caskets. It's like a omega tangent. Like what are you guys' quick thoughts on like introducing grandmaster clues?
Oh boy,
like
dude! Don't make collection log like longer, dude.
They might not have to have like a third age or anything. Like it could be completely different. But
I think I'm up for it though. It'll be cool as long as it's like the challenges are actually grandmaster.
Yeah.
Like how cool would it be if like you get a Sherlock step and it's like completed kill Inferno or kill Zuck?
It's like an emote step at Zuck or something.
Or like it's like a clue. It's like an emote step at Zuck on wave 69.
Yeah,
that's so funny. So you have to bring 3 random items and make a stash.
It wouldn't like have to be like that tier. I think like there's room though, like between what the cap for like master clues is and like what the cap for like items that we can get and like stats that we have. I think there's like
they
room
could do
to
so
put, like,
much.
One more clue tier in.
Like they could even push it towards like like a PVM oriented clue scroll where like it's like kill Vorkaf in under a minute and like shit like that where all the tasks are like actually skillful.
Yeah. The Sherlock steps could be like really well. Like, you could be really flexible with those. I thought about this for like diaries as well, but I just don't think there's enough room.
Like for like the regular achievement
diaries. Yeah, like there's only so much farther you can go because half the stats are already like 95 and stuff like that. You only go so much farther with diaries, but I think clues there's like actually room.
Yeah.
But they'll introduce
what they should do actually. I'll go for it. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, I'll go. like my NPC idea would be like you have follow the Bard step for master clues and Sherlock and stuff. They'll introduce a new NPC that where you get a timed challenge.
Oh.
Where it just says, from you have a timer running. The moment you get there, it says go kill Vorkath within 3 minutes, and then you'll have to, have Geared go there, kill Vorkath, and come back within 3 minutes. And otherwise, the Grandmaster scroll burns to a crisp, and then you lose it.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I love that idea. Actually, Bank Tag Tab's a mandatory plugin.
If you're not on roulette, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Or if you're on
but I'm
mobile,
assuming-
you're fucked.
But no,
Yeah, but
I
I'm
actually
ass-
love that concept.
That sounds great, but I'm assuming there would be like, you know what? How you have a box, like scroll box to save the clue in the Wildy.
You'd have that
Yeah.
for save it.
Yeah, there would be some kind of reward where you have it if you don't complete a challenge, you save the clue, because that just sounds brutal. Because think of the fact that like how you would get the clues though. Like, what do you think should be like? Should it be a drop? Should it?
It's a
Should
1 in
you
5 from a mimic.
1 in 100 from a master
God.
clue.
They could just make them very rare from content like raids, or they could do like like a chance from a master clue or a chance from a mimic.
It's like a 1 in
Like, I
10
could
when you
see
kill a
that.
boss in a raid. So you get it like the mid raid, like you kill bloat and it drops it. Like that'd be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or what they could do as well is don't call it a master clue scroll, because then people might get like freak out. You could just make it like a mini game instead of a clue scroll. It's like a, I don't know how I was gonna say treasure hunt, but that's basically the same thing. But it doesn't have to be a clue scroll. It could be like a. What else could it be? Sorry, I'm thinking this on the spot. Not prepared.
Treasure map.
A treasure
Treasure map.
or like a. I don't know, but it doesn't have to be a clue scroll. They could do another way. There's many ways they can implement something like this into the game.
Yeah, but like so far the top of the idea was of the clue scroll burning if you don't succeed at the challenge.
That's like
That's
if you
just-
incorrectly answer like a clue scroll step in like the heart,
Yeah,
and then it just disappears.
That's-
You're like, fuck.
yeah,
You-
that's brutal, and I love it.
Well, people
Yeah,
would just
same.
take their time and like make sure you write the
Yeah.
correct number. And
It'd even be cooler. So, like, what if you'd have to balance it around the possible steps you can get? But like, what if it was like an overall timer? Like the second you like open the clue for the first time, you had like 40 minutes or something,
to finish it.
and you had to complete like all 9 steps or whatever, however many there are.
Oh,
you'd have to
damn.
balance it
and if you
around,
don't
like,
finish
what
it in
the
time,
steps-
you lose it.
Yeah, same
Ah.
thing. You'd have to like you couldn't get like an Inferno step probably. If you had that, you have to complete like 9 other things plus. an
Dude, it's like the
Yeah,
infernal
step, but,
speedrunners are like, hold my beer, dude. I'm on it.
Yeah,
yeah. It would
That's-
require some
that's-
balancing, but I think it'd be cool.
those are
So-
actually some really, really good ideas, by the way, man. Like genuinely.
You could even make it if timing is a thing, because we've all seen the speedrunning worlds, and we all know that Jagex loves their speedrunning worlds. You could even put some of it in the main game as well, as in, for example, have timed Slayer tasks, where
Yeah,
you get
true.
a Slayer bonus, where you get when you complete a Slayer task within a specific amount of time.
Oh yeah, like you just complete your current Slayer tasks in under 30 minutes or some shit. Yeah, that's
Right.
that's nice.
And then you'll maybe have the option of selecting an easy, hard, or medium Slayer time task.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this?
Yeah,
They
the-
make a
the-
mini game where the rewards are medium clues. I don't care what
Oh.
the mini game is. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
I'm doing it. I'm
I'm not a
instantly doing it, man.
Puro locked Iron Man anymore. Let's go.
Yeah. Give me the same amount as you can get from Eclectics, and I'm still gonna camp that minigame.
Exactly, dude. Or at least like hop between the two,
Yeah.
Because the only meta that hasn't changed in forever is medium clues.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up because I'm hungry.
Right.
Any other final words?
Number go up, boys.
Hell yeah. Cool. Well, it was a pleasure, boys. We could do this again more often. I've been getting a lot of feedback too from these. A lot of people have been PMing me saying that they really enjoy it. Like they watch it, they listen to it at work or while commuting and stuff. So it's fun, and they're fun to do too. So definitely gonna do more.
Yeah, I like them.
There's always gonna be more collection log stuff to talk about. So definitely.
Yeah, endless discussion, honestly.
Yeah, but hopefully by the next time we do this, CMs and regular KCs count towards the cape, right?
I mean, probably not that long, but yeah.
I'm just being wishful.
But dude, imagine if it does go through. Like, would we be doing like 5-man non-scaled regular chambers? Like,
probably. Just
like sub 20 minutes with scouting, and you just have like an alt pre-scout. That actually looks kind of chill.
Yeah, it would be like doing 8-man 150s in Toa.
Oh, yeah,
whatever the equivalent would be.
That'd be cool. All right, well, nice podcast. Basically 2 hours, so good shit. And make sure you're subscribed. I'll put Salty's YouTube in the description, and I'll also put Forgor's YouTube when he makes his account tonight in the description. So we're set. All right, peace out.
Oh, bye.